Hey, all you moviegoers, it's the other day, and what's his name? The newest Jurassic World movie called Jurassic World Rebirth. It's the seventh one in the installment. Yes, you're probably scratching your head saying, really, they're really are up to 7 movies now? Yeah, they are. And I can't believe they're actually here at this point in time. I always thought when back in the old days they would only go up to 3, but that was not the case. They many years later from that, we got to see the new trilogy with Chris Pratt. And now here we are, with even 2 years after they did the last movie, here we are with the Jurassic World Rebirth. Okay, so right off the bat, I'm going to give you a little short premise of the story, then I'll get straight into my review. The story of this, Scarlett Johansson's actually in this movie, Jonathan Paley. They go on this secret mission, Dangerous Island, of course. They go to collect DNA from these dinosaurs and try to bring it back to mainland, of course. That's the main story. That's the main story, of course. A simple story. Anything similar to any other Jurassic World, but what makes this movie different from any other one? I felt the intensity was actually better. When I say that, I feel like the horror was there. It's like I seen Jurassic World, Jurassic Park for the first time. I gotta say, and be amazed and being scared with those raptors that we've seen and the T-Rex, and how the T-Rex actually turned good at the end of the first Jurassic Park. But that's not the case in Rebirth because everything seems new and fresh. That we had, like almost saying we haven't seen these dinosaurs in such a long time. And they actually delivered. The director of this was Gareth Edwards, which I thought he had a really good vision of this. Steven Spielberg was still part of this, being executive producer. Spielberg directed the first 2 movies, this as well too, with Jurassic Park and The Lost World. Gareth actually had a really cool vision to actually bring that intensity to the film, which direction they did actually go. And with the acting wise, this is what I thought was all right. I gotta say, there was too much one-liners in this movie. And since Scarlett Johansson got most of it, I feel like they should have not done it. Yes, we want the humor with the movie, but at the same time, we want a story to go with it too. But so I felt Scarlett Johansson's character could have gotten more better dialogue in this movie. And the rest of the cast of the movie made the movie funny just as well. It wasn't really one-liners. You just had to set up the scene and be able to give the humor at the same time. You know how that works in the industry, the setting up. And sometimes you can get away with that, but not like always you can't. And the dinosaurs play a main character in this movie just as well. We have the T-Rex back once again, as I just mentioned, the big river raft scene. It's amazing. If you guys weren't familiar with The Lost World, there was a particular river raft scene that got deleted and never appeared in the movie. It was in the book too, just as well too, because I did read the Michael Crichton's Lost World book. So they actually brought that back here in Rebirth and made sure that would be in the movie. Oh my gosh, the horror and the intensity behind this T-Rex scene was so incredible. Everything you would actually want, and that we did not see in The Lost World. This scene is amazing. If you've seen the trailer, you've seen a whole lot of it. Well, maybe a little bit of it. But the other dinosaurs that got involved in this as well too. The water dinosaurs, the flying birds. I'm not going to say too much because I do want to make this sure this video is a spoiler-free review. But everything you want from the dinosaurs, it's there. But the ending of this movie, I actually thought could have been a lot more better because I really think of the other movies as well too, how they actually delivered towards the end. I felt there was not much to give, but at the same time, I feel like they kind of left things open if there will be another Jurassic World movie or not, with Scarlett Johansson's character and Jonathan Bailey. And there's another character I did leave out. There was a family that was sailing around the island. This, of course, this happened to get stumble upon Scarlett Johansson's and Jonathan Bailey's characters. And so this family got involved in a way of interacting with the whole group and everything. They went off their own direction, of course, getting lost and bumping other dinosaurs. That's the case, of course. That's always the case in these movies, isn't it? But I just want to point out because her name's Luna Blues. If you guys have never seen a Manifest before, she was the older daughter in it. I thought the whole time I thought I recognized her, and once I got back home, I wanted to pull up the characters that were actually the actors, I should say, in this movie, and sure enough, it was her. She's grown out throughout the time with this. Manifest has actually been over and since this movie. I'm really happy for her. She made an appearance with this. She really did a really good job. The family it was quite interesting. In this movie, I get the idea, since there's dinosaurs, there's going to be death, of course. And you kind of okay, that person's going next. And there's particular, they really keep the family together. And there's a boyfriend involved this as well too. You keep wondering what's going to happen if will this family get torn up in different ways. This is a family movie. It's not an R-rated R movie. It's a PG-13 movie, but you can tell when things are PG-13 or rated because in PG-13 they would not show the blood and guts, not as much, and you can tell if it's going to be CGI and everything. Sorry, I'm blowing the curtain there with actually saying because you know that dinosaurs can't really attack actors, you know that, so they're CGI. Sorry, I'm spoiling it for you guys, but it's really the fact how it really fits into the universe of the Jurassic World period of time, how they actually interact with this. It's great, and the way it's shot too. Because if you guys didn't know, this movie was actually shot in Thailand. I love staying for the credits because this just to find out where they actually shoot the movie. I enjoy it for that reason, just to see where locations are. I love the soundtrack. It's just as well as there. The music from the original soundtrack for Jurassic Park is there. It's just something about that feeling when you hear that music. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. You get the point. But that is a great beat, almost like the similar movies with Steven Spielberg when he did Jaws. That whole dun, 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 dun. It was so catchy, I gotta say. Indiana Jones. Dun, 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 dun. So I gotta say, Jurassic Park has a great soundtrack. It's just something to live for when we come to see this movie. And these are the movies we do want to see on the big screen this as well too. So with that being said, I will give this movie a big, strong grade of, I want to say around a B or B plus. This is not just about there. Like I said, the storyline was thin, and it could have been more. In the ending, I said it could have been more this as well too, but I just felt everything else was pretty good with all the horror and everything. There's some scenes that actually made me jump. I remember jumping a little bit in the first movie this as well too, when we find out there's a raptor down in the operation room. They pulled the plug after bringing the electricity back on. But there were some particular in this movie that were jump scares, though. Just to warn you guys, if you do bring your kids, this be one, it's a little scary. But other than that, you can have a really fun time with this movie. So anyways, leave your comments down below. For those who have seen this movie, leave your comments down below. If you haven't seen the movie and want to see it, I do strongly recommend it this as well, to see it on the big screen, because you'll have a great time with everybody else in that theaters. It was this amazing feeling when I saw this the other day. Okay, so with that being said, my name's Ryan. Make sure to give me those thumbs up, subscribe. Maybe I might see you guys at the movies. See you guys later. Bye.